What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. We are ready to progress into the tower. Now, in between episodes, I did go ahead and clean up our inventory. I went back to camp and bought the duplicates of everything that I said would respawn. So we got more backpack space. We have a lot of space now. Total is a 110, which is huge. I did go ahead and equip all the things, so Alistair has his own spellwood now. Marga and I changed up a little bit. We took her robes away and we gave her this staff, because we are going to need this thing she had when we switch her out here in a little bit. Alas, this is going to be a little bit of a longer episode. I'm going to try and get through all the lower section of the tower up until the fade in this episode. And I'm going to try and do all the side quests we have along the way, like Summoning Sciences. And I'm also going to show you guys how to get a secret greatsword in here. It's called Yusaris, which is pretty cool if you're not using mods like me. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how to do every quest I know how to do in the game. I'm not saying I know every quest, but I think I do, or at least be close to 100% completion. So without further ado, let's go behind these big demonic looking doors. Sealing our fate, essentially. No coming back once we go through. I'm greeted to a lovely sight already. They weren't joking about sealing us in, I see. Now there's gonna be a lot of things to loot in here, which is why I wanted to make sure that the inventory space I had was as high as I could make it. Apprentice Footlocker. That gives us Watchguard of the Region. That is part of a quest. That is the Yusaris quest. I think there is 5 or 6 notes in total that we gotta find. When we do, we're gonna have to go slay a rage demon. He's gonna drop a very cool sword for us. That's not until the 3rd floor though, so we don't have to keep too much of an eye open for those.
Have a care where your eyes linger, Alistair.
Yes, well don't worry. It's not what you think.
I see.
I was looking at your nose.
And what is it about my nose that captivates you so?
I was just thinking that it looks exactly like your mother's.
I hate you so much.
What?
Yeah, I knew
Never
that was
mind.
gonna piss her off. New Codex is the spot. Now, unfortunately, excuse me if my voice isn't what it usually is. I am still sick. I got over it for a couple days and it seems to have come back with a vengeance, so. I did drink plenty of hot drinks before I came to this episode. Here's Wynn, you remember her from Ostagar. Glad she made it back to the tower safe.
It's you. No, come no further. Grey Warden or no, I will strike you down where you stand.
And that cutscene was actually a great gameplay hint of the best way to deal with rage demons. Winter's Grasp does in fact one-shot them. Wynn, what are you doing here?
I am a mage of the circle. More importantly, why are you here?
I'm more
The
interested in
Templars
how
would
you
not let
survived
just anyone
Ostagar.
by.
I came here seeking the aid of the mages.
And you were told that the circle was in no shape to help you, I suppose. So why did the Templars let you in? Do they plan to attack the tower now?
No, they're waiting for reinforcements.
So Gregor thinks the circle is beyond hope. He probably assumes we are all dead. They abandoned us to our fate. But even trapped as we are, we have survived. If they invoke the right, however, we will not be able to stand against them.
What happened to you?
Let it suffice to say that we had something of a revolt on our hands, led by a mage named Uldred. When he returned from the battle at Ostagar, he tried to take over the circle. As you can see, it didn't work out as he had planned. I don't know what became of Uldred, but I am certain all this is his doing. I will not lose the circle to one man's pride and stupidity.
More of Loghain's handiwork, no doubt, and even if he isn't directly involved, everything that he did at Ostagar certainly paved the way for this. I'm sure that Uldred sees the weakness of the land currently and thought it was a perfect time for a revolt. So what do you intend?
I erected a barrier over the door leading to the rest of the tower, so nothing from inside could attack the children. You will not be able to enter the tower as long as the barrier holds, but I will dispel it if you join with me to save this circle.
We must try to avoid needless slaughter. Again, not every mage in here will be guilty. I'm sure there are some survivors, just like Wynn and these apprentices right here. And the mages aren't in much of a position to help us if they're all slaughtered, so we must try to avoid needless slaughter.
Yes, even if we cannot eliminate all the demons and abominations, together we could lead the survivors out. Once Gregor sees that we have made the tower safe, I trust he will tell his men to back down. He is not unreasonable.
I believe so too. Will the children be safe here?
Petra and Kinan will watch them. If we slay all the fiends we encounter on our way, none will get by to threaten the children.
I suppose that could work.
You want us to assist this preachy schoolmistress to rescue these pathetic excuses for mages? They allow themselves to be corralled like cattle, mindless. Now their masters have chosen death for them, and I say, let them have it.
Why do you treat the circle with such scorn?
Look at how they live. Servants of the Chantry. They lack respect for themselves and their own power. Why should I respect them?
Everyone deserves respect, and cruel people like you.
Have it your way.
Petra, Kinan, look after the others. I will be back soon.
Wynn, are you sure you're all right? You were so badly hurt earlier. Maybe I should come along.
The others need your protection more. I will be all right. Stay here with them. Keep them safe and calm.
Now Morgan, of course, has her opinions on the circle given that she's a freelance mage. However, just because they're in here, some people choose to be in here. This is how you get education. This is a school as much as it is a prison. It's not how she makes it out to be. It's not so black and white. And the circle also exists to protect mages from people as much as people from mages and demons and vice versa. There's a lot that goes into this. Have faith, we will not fail.
Your confidence is refreshing, though you should make sure it does not blind you to your weaknesses. If you are ready, let us go end this.
Indeed. And now we have a win.
Yes.
This is our resident healer. She'll be with us for a lot of the game. You can double mage. I don't want to because Alistair doesn't really have the aggro mechanics we need him to have yet, so we are going to take Duke. But eventually we will probably be double mage in healer and DPS. But for now, I said I was going to try and get Duke some action, so let's see how he holds up in the tower. I've never used him in here, so I'm curious to see myself. Right. So she has option Sylvanas' Mercy. 1 spell power. We will go ahead and do that. She needs the spell power. It's going to buff her heals. We'll give her the ugly cowl and the vestments. You can have the 3 defense, and you can have the power of Ellen Wilson. More importantly than that is going to be her tactics. Like I said, she is the resident healer. We're going to need all kinds of things here. So, you're going to be ranged. You're going to be a healer. Self-health 50, heal is fine. Ally health 25. Now you see in my experience, waiting until 25% is just not enough. They die when they get down to 25 in my experience, so... oh whoops, I actually clicked on the wrong one. The under 50. So self being attacked by a range attack, heroic aura, ally being attacked, self any rock armor, self health under 9A is regeneration. That doesn't need to be 9A. We can do 75 for that. We can definitely do 75 for that. And the stamina buff is actually really good. We'll go ahead and use one like that. It should be okay. Gonna cast a rock armor as self any.
I heard the Templars talking about chasing down a Malefica yesterday.
Well, I guess you know what happened, kid.
I don't suppose this is what you expected the circle to be like, is it?
No, I always thought it would be more orderly.
I keep thinking this is our punishment for being mages. That's why the Templars have to do away with us. Their swords are like the sword of mercy that sent Andraste back to the Maker.
You're delirious and I don't want to talk to you. Wouldn't it have been better if Andraste hadn't died at all?
Andraste only died because of man's foolishness and pride. We need to atone for this. We should let the Templars come. Only then can we be cleansed of our wickedness.
Okay, if you say so.
I will pray. May we abandon our tainted bodies to find peace with the Maker.
She is an extremist and she has lost her mind a little, so there's nothing going to be gained from talking to that. You can't reason yourself into understanding a position that somebody didn't reason themselves into. She's fucking nuts, to put it mildly. Keenan, what about you?
It's good to see that some wardens survived. We are sorry for the loss of your comrades.
He has his head on straight at least. Logain is to blame. He betrayed King Kalen.
We heard about Logain. I would never have imagined the Terran a traitor.
How did you find out?
Wynne was at Ostagar. She told us everything upon her return. But why speak of things past? Be careful in there, and stay safe.
Okay, so Wynne came back and spread the truth at least.
Is it going to be over soon?
We will have to see.
Look after her, will you?
She's old enough to look after herself.
I don't know if she's up to this, especially not after... I just worry.
Not after what?
I was on my way down to the library when I heard screaming, and a demon came around the corner. Its eyes were afire with evil. I was certain it was my death come upon me. I think I screamed. I was so afraid. And then Wynne was there, in front of me, shielding me. It was light and fire, blood and chaos. When it was over, the demon was dead, but Wynne wasn't moving either. I was so afraid she was... gone.
Well, it seems she seems to have survived. Well, actually, let's investigate this a little more. What happened then?
As I moved to help her, she stirred and coughed. I don't know what I would have done if she had died. For me.
Likely followed suit if she hadn't raised the barrier. That's good. I'm glad she survived.
Just look after her, alright? She might be completely fine, but then again, maybe she didn't come away from that totally unharmed.
Don't worry, she'll be safe with me.
Thank you. And thank you again for helping us.
And don't thank me yet, this circle is still very much a shit show. Gregor did say he would only accept First Enchanter's word, so regardless of how much good we do through the circle, if he's not alive when we get to the end of it, they're all screwed anyways. Impressive for an old woman.
It made me very weary at times, but I had to stay strong to keep us safe. Be prepared for anything. I do not know what manner of beasts lurk beyond this barrier.
You did very good. I'm ready. Destroy the barrier.
All right. Be on your guard.
We are gonna get a very good look throughout our journey in this tower why mages and magic is so dangerous and why people look at it the way that they do. We see it already.
Right.
It's done those for me, dude. And we are getting automatic backstabs now as soon as things are stunned, which is great. And move away because they do explode on death. Right. We went to camp, so you did it yourself. Okay, perfect. Now, one of the main hidden quests is in here. It's called Summoning Sciences. I'm not going to pretend I remember all the things to click, but I do have a guide pulled up here on my other monitor, so... Summoning Sciences. We're going to clear all this out first and get some loot before we come back in here and do this side quest.
This should be easy enough.
In scrap paper. We'll go ahead and check all those out in the after episode codexes. Right. The rage demon is the problem. Duke, pop the stone. We actually don't have Winter's Grasp yet for Wynne, but what we can do is after this encounter, we can use the Tome of Arcane Technique that we got. And we'll give her Winter's Grasp. So we're going to be fighting a lot of rage demons here. We're going to need that. Weapon speed, 1 buck.
Only one
that fight. Wynn is a very good party battery. She is what you would traditionally want out of a mage in an RPG, so... She's gonna be with us from this quest all the way to the end of the game in our party. She's a staple. Here's another one.
Let's get started.
Move up. Up Dreadhowl. I already hit Mark of Death on the main guy. He's stunned, so we're gonna chop that wood. Try and get him down as fast as possible. Once he's down, this all becomes a lot easier to control. We're gonna give our dog a Mabari Crunch, give him some heals. Run away some of those explosions that are about to pop up. And now with only one left, this is much easier to control. And that's the goal. Now I am mixing things up from my regularly scheduled way of going about this game. Here's one of the sites of power. There's 4. Got one of them. Typically I would go to Redcliffe first, and then come here after. But given that I want the attribute buffs that are on offer here, we'll be coming back here at the end of Summoning Sciences. I just wanted to see if there's any chests. Figured I'd come here and get the circle done first. There's only one part of this whole game that I am not a huge fan of, and it's the Fade. So I wanted to get it out of the way. Once the Fade is done, we can kind of sit back and relax. Complete the game at our own leisure. Right. Summoning Sciences. So, there are 4 sequences in total here. They all start by hitting this icon. So we hit the Summoning Fun. And the Tome of Spirit Personages is the one we need to click next, which is right there in the first section. Go ahead and click this here. And the next one we need to do is... oh, nice and easy. We just need to summon the first. That just summons the Spirit Hog. And we get a Garnet. For the Dwarven cause later on. So we go back. Summoning Fun. Now we need Radicom's Uncommon Calling, which we see on the other side of this bookcase. Go ahead and click that. And now we need Magus Gorvish. Magus Gorvish. That is the book we were looking for now. Right there in the first section again. And now we hit summon in the second. Here's the trickster. Okay, now we are on to the third sequence. Gotta scroll down in my guide here for a second. Yeah. Alright, now we are ready to summon the third. Summoning Fun. The first one we want is Elvorn's Grand Bestiary. That is in the third section. Now we want the Common Table Carving Spot, which is back in the first. Now we want the Spiritorum Etherealis, which is back in the third, next to where we started this. Alright, now we need the Statue of Magus Gorvish, which is back in the first section. Right back here is the statue behind the common table.
Let's get started.
Alright, now we need the Novice Phylactery, which is right here.
As you wish.
And now we touch summoning the third, and this should spawn a Fade Rifter that we have to fight. Indeed. This is our first look at a Blighted Bear, actually. Although that's not what it's called. This is what a Blighted Bear is. Go behind and chop that wood. Get momentum active again. Not too hard since he's alone. Alistair's holding the aggro nicely for us, so we're just gonna chop him down. He should drop for us. Charged mitts, yes. Alright, and that is the main bulk of this quest. However, there is one more sequence, which is a Easter egg. So, we will go all the way back to the summoning font. And this is going to be summoning the 4th. So, switch to summoning font. Now we need Tome of Spirit Personages, which is in the first section. Now we need Recom's Uncommon Calling. See that through the bookcases though. Again, mapping this button to your mouse. There's a big reason why I recommended you do that. So showing that off right here. After Uncommon Calling, we need Mage's Gorvish, which is the statue in the first section. After that, we need the Grand Bestiary, which is in the third. And then we'll be swinging back here for the common table carving spot after this. But we can't read the Grand Bestiary, and I'd actually like the information on all the enemies we're going to be dealing with. I'll come all the way back here for the common table carving spot.
This should be easy enough.
After that, we're going to go back for the Spiritorum Etherealis, which is in the third. Back to Mage's Gorvish, and then we hit the Novice Phylactery. Rub the magic statue.
As you wish.
Push the Phylactery, and then we go to the Hidden. Summoning the 4th. Now, we don't have Stealing. We are the correct character class for this, but we do not have the ability that we need. We are going to miss one codex out of this, but I will just look it up and read it for you guys regardless. This is going to spawn the Isle of Foreshadow, and stealing from him, which gives you a random item in the game, and it gives you a codex. We're not going to be able to get that, however.
Oh, this is rather awkward, what?
Here he is.
I'm not supposed to be here. Not right at all. Oh, this is rather awkward, what? I'm not supposed to be here.
And he's just
Not
going to
right at
despawn.
all.
What you typically have to do to get the codex is steal from him while he's there, which is really hard to have the abilities to do, actually. I failed that numerous times. We don't even have the stealing ability on our rogue yet, so we couldn't even if we wanted to, but that is how you do that. And that is Summoning Sciences. That's the first of the hidden quests inside the Mage Tower. Now let's go on to the second floor. You hear all kinds of horror going on in the
Please
back.
refrain from going into the stockroom. It is a mess, and I've not been able to get it into a state fit to be seen.
Tranquil might actually be really good for the information here. What are you doing here?
I was trying to tidy up, but there was little I could do.
You're tidying up in the middle of a massacre? Aren't you afraid of the Abominations?
Of course, I am defenseless, and if I ran into one, I would surely perish. I tried to leave when things got quiet. That was when I encountered the barrier. Finding no other way out, I returned to work.
Oh, Wayne, you should have said something. I would have opened the door for you.
The stockroom is familiar. I prefer to be here.
How can you be so calm?
He is one of the Tranquil. The Tranquil do not have emotions.
I would prefer not to die. I would prefer it if the tower returned to the way it was. Perhaps Niall will succeed and save us all.
Succeed at what?
I do not know. But he came here with several others and took the litany of Adrala.
But that protects from mind domination. Is blood magic at work here?
I do not know.
Niall was in the meeting. He would know. Blood magic. I was afraid of this.
And Maleficarum in the tower, huh? How is it worse?
Blood magic could control us, too. Who knows what could happen then? We should find Niall. The litany will give us a fighting chance against any blood mages we encounter.
I wish you luck. Perhaps this will be over soon and things will return to the way they were. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Enjoy in the storeroom, I suppose.
As you wish.
I'll try and keep the Abominations off your ass.
Right.
Too bad they only have one copy of the Litany of Adrala. So, of course, I mean, if the Abominations scattered upon the lands weren't enough of a sign that there was blood magic involved here, we went ahead and got confirmation there. Now here are some poor, oppressed mages fighting for their freedom, as some people would have you believe.
That all you've got?
I think the truth is actually rather obvious. There will be no mercy for any of these mages.
Let's get started.
Whatever went on here, for whatever reasons, that's not my problem. My problem is to clear out the rabble and get us some help for the blood.
I can see why.
They can ask whatever demon they let possess them for their power for mercy.
Please, please don't kill me.
Tell me why I should spare your life.
I know I have no right to ask for mercy, but I didn't mean for this death and destruction. We were just trying to free ourselves. Aldred told us that the Circle would support Loghain, and Loghain would help us be free of the Chantry. You don't know what it was like. The Templars were watching. Always watching.
And there it is. So Loghain made a deal. He could have deal with the guy from Ostagar. What is his name? Aldred. He could have deal with him that he could come back here and overthrow the Circle, and then Loghain would support that. No doubt in return for support for the Darkspawn fight, or to, you know, maybe he wants to control the Landsmeet. Blood magic is a great way to control people. Why turn to forbidden magic?
The magic was a means to an end. It gave me the power to fight for what I believed.
Fighting for what you believe is commendable, but the ends do not always justify the means.
You don't really believe that, do you, Wynne? Change rarely comes peacefully. Andraste waged war on the Imperium. She didn't write them a strongly worded letter.
You're not Andraste, and the tower is not the Imperium. What exactly do you believe?
But people died for it.
You believe that summoning demons and abominations that slaughter your fellow mages, that's the way? That's the world you want to live in?
Nothing is worth what you've done to this place.
Correct.
And now Aldred's gone mad, and we are scattered, doomed to die at the hands of those who seek to right our wrongs.
You doomed yourself. And all you do is wallow in self-pity. Pathetic.
What else can I do? I'm trapped here.
You can die with dignity.
No, please.
Now, whatever happens here, she was dead regardless. The Templars on the other side of the door, when they come in, she was going to be executed, because she's a blood mage. Except I believe that the person who passes the sentence should swing the sword. I judged her harshly and I carried it out myself.
This should be easy enough.
Rather that than leave it to somebody else, right? She can give her big speeches about how she was trying to get independence and how she was fighting for what she believed in, just like Andraste. But at the end of the day, she came in here, she summoned demons, she killed a bunch of her fellow mages, the apprentices, the Templars, the children. They're all dead, because she decided to summon some fucking abominations, because she didn't want to attend classes anymore. You didn't want to live in this tower with food and water and a warm bed and safety from demons and the rest of the people who judge mages harshly because of what she did. What she did here is the reason why the tower needs to exist in the first place. If mages didn't turn to blood magic, there's 1,000 excuses. Eventually, since she decided to do this now, she would have decided to do this under many different circumstances. If she was starving, if she got caught stealing, anything, she can turn to blood magic at any point. And the fact that she did it here shows that she would have done it whenever. Now, Wynne, for example, she would never resort to blood magic, as you can see. She didn't during all this. Blood mages, like her, are the reason the towers need to exist. And to prove that they don't need to exist, she did what? Got the entire circle slaughtered? She's a fool and a charlatan. There's no saving that.
It's nothing but excitement.
Look at the great sign of mage freedom here. Mage independence. We get a live show of what that would look like. Doesn't it make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside?
This should be easy enough.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't feel bad for executing her, and she's not going to be the last. Everybody that was involved in this is going to be put to the sword.
On it.
Anybody that summoned a demon inside these walls is dead. We're going to cleanse it, we're going to get everything back to order, and the mages that Our good people can go back to studying in safety and help us fight the Blight. The ones who summoned this shambling corpse army in the middle of no doubt a child's study room, they're all gonna go to the afterlife. They can beg for mercy from the demon that they decided to be possessed by. Not me, I'm all out. It also just doesn't help the cause that she claims to represent. This doesn't help garner sympathy for mages. This makes people resent them. She's a fool. And whoever she's working with is also a fool. I look forward to cutting this Uldred's head off too. After he tells me what's going on with Loghain.
Show me what you've got!
And of course, Loghain, after his little betrayal at Ostagar, of course he had a hand in this too. The hero of Ferelden, destroying Ferelden in the name of Ferelden. He gets the Wardens executed, he gets the king killed. He puts a bounty on the remaining Grey Wardens, because, you know, God forbid you let them stop the Blight that's currently ravaging your lands. You poison and all to further divide your country, and then you back an extremist blood mage to come home and overthrow the circle. If anybody can explain to me any motivation for this besides him being a power-hungry maniac at this point, I'm all ears, but I just don't see it. I don't see how you could possibly think doing this to the Mage Tower is anything but bad. And again, he can also give his speeches about everything I've done has been for Ferelden independence, but if anybody would care to explain how this secures Ferelden independence, I would love to know.
Let's make this quick!
Because right now, all I see is a power-hungry man who betrayed his nephew, got him killed, and then seized the throne for himself at any cost. That's all I'm seeing. Something not quite right about this closet here. Hello?
Hello?
Who are you?
I'm nobody. I'm harmless. Please, leave me alone.
Right, you don't have to be afraid of me.
But the demons...
I've dealt with them. Trust me.
If you're sure it's safe, I could take a peek outside.
Oh. Ow, yeah. Yes.
What's wrong?
Oh, I have a crick in my back and my bum's gone numb.
Right.
Oh, holy maker, look at this. Those demons didn't know what hit them, did they? Godwin, Mage of the Circle of Ferelden, at your service.
How did you end up in that closet?
There were demons everywhere, blocking my exit. I decided that the best thing to do in that situation was to hide.
Smart man, honestly.
Very quiet. I just really want to be somewhere safe. I think I might stay here for now. Maybe go back into my closet for a little while.
Decision seemed to serve you well. I've killed most of the demons. You could escape.
And go where? The Templars have locked the door. I'm just going to stay here and see what happens.
Do what you wish. Your life is your own.
Thank you again for saving me. May we meet again in happier, less life-threatening times.
Right. You're just gonna go back in the closet, I guess. Real fast, I do feel like there was something we could talk to him with.
Oh, it's hard to remain quiet and hidden when you keep approaching me like this.
Right. Do you, Okay, I'll just be on my way then. I was hoping to get some information from him about what happened here, but I guess he spent so long in the closet he doesn't actually know.
There must be something.
And here we are again. Summoning demons that they can't control. The Abomination just turned on its masters. Asta can worry about the demon. I'll worry about the mages. Abomination out of there. It seems like they were looking for something when we came in here. More apprentice notes. Pile of books. Blank vellum. Typically would not want to pick that up, but we had the space. Every penny counts, right? Now, I know a lot of people are sympathetic to the mage cause in these games, and I'm not completely cold to it, but it is so hard to justify this. And again, if they would break and summon demons for this, how can you be certain that they wouldn't break and summon demons for a myriad of things? If they do it just because they want to cut class, surely they would do it for more serious things, right? It's the good mages that concern me, the good people who want to learn magic and defend themselves from demons. The tower is not a prison. Yes, the tower don't let you out while you're an apprentice, but the reason they don't do that is because they're teaching you how to guard against possession from things like this. Now, there's the whole thing about the little join-in you do at the end of your mage career.
Is it just me, or do you
What that is
actually think you have a
called.
chance?
But at the end of the mage's apprenticeship, basically to graduate, they have to go into the Fade and resist possession by a demon. Once they do that and prove that they can do that, then they are free to leave. Like, Wynn has traveled the entirety of Ferelden, like we read in the Codex. She's been around, she's been all over the place. She's not possessed, she's not a prisoner. She volunteered to go to Ostagar and she just walked away. You know? And then she came back willingly. If Wynn is so confident in the circle that she comes back when she clearly has a chance to leave, I would question anybody that thinks the circle is this evil, like, prisoner of war camp that mistreats people. Some of them are. Now that depends circle to circle. Do you topple an entire establishment because of one example of abuse? We have a toppled statue here. I know you can click on this. There we go. A statue of Andraste lies defiled. There is a small glass phylactery in the base, somehow sealed within the otherwise solid stone carving. The area is unnaturally cold. Dark shapes swirl around a slip of paper within the vial. The glass fractures at your touch. Here is definitely a tough fight in the making. You used Growl. I'm not even sure if we can stun this asshole. I doubt we'll be able to. I'm hoping Alistair can just hold aggro.
You're getting sloppy.
And we're just gonna try and get this guy dead. Interestingly, we are certainly in striking range of this backstab mechanic, and it's not giving it to us. I'm unsure why.
As you wish. On your guard.
Or of weakness? Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not letting us backstab him. Alas, doesn't matter. We'll just sit behind him and chop that wood. Now, the problems we're gonna run into with this asshole. We have no way to keep him from aggroing onto our main character, so this could get really dicey. We're gonna try and pay a lot of attention to our health bar.
Here we go!
I must.
Thank you, Alistair. Hit him with a sweep. I'm gonna get away from that pillow, it's messing with my camera.
A little frantic? I can see why. Let's have at it! Quarter! No,
He's immune to stun, looks like.
You're mine!
Right. Alistair, take a sip. Duke, you can take the Mabari crunch.
Time for a little cleanup.
A very tough fight here.
Desperation is an ugly person.
You take a big sip, we need your health up, especially now we lost the dog.
You had it coming. Some glory. Yeah.
It's gonna get tough.
On your guard. You're mine.
Alistair, I would love for you to pull aggro on her.
No mercy. This should be easy enough.
This is the problem with him not having Taunt. He just can't do anything to get him off me.
You're mine.
There's nothing he can do about it until he gets an ability up that's going to pull more aggro than the damage I am doing. Until then, we're just going to have to kind of tank this guy ourselves, which is going to cost a lot of health potions. Alistair, please. There we go.
Only one shall stand. Let's make this quick, shall we? Yeah. Have at you.
See if we can disperse the aggro again.
Alright, that's it. Hey, come now. Defend yourself. On it. As you wish.
Tough son of a bitch, as you can see. Gonna whittle him down the best we can.
On your guard.
Slowly but surely, he's almost dead.
I love it.
Hit him with a sweep.
Show me what you got. Right then.
We are missing all of these attacks. There we go, and he's dead. Alright. Duke, you have an injury, I'm sure. That was a tough fight. I think the Aura of Weakness is what was preventing me from backstabbing him. I've actually never had that problem pop up before. I think there's probably some buffs to kind of counter that as an issue. Yeah. Typically I play tank, so I'm usually the one pulling all the aggro here. One thing we are going to do, it reminds me, before we progress into the next room, we're going to give Wynn the arcane tome that we got. Destroyed it, don't do that. Right. When we need flaming weapons for you eventually. But for right now, Winter's Grasp is way more important. Let's do this too. Let's organize her bar a little. So rock armor is a sustain. You're gonna go over there. Winter's Grasp is gonna go all the way over here. We'll put the heal next to the herbalism. Stone Fist, don't need that. Revival is huge. That is a res when somebody dies. Put you there. Don't need you to be important. Narration can go there. Heroic Offense. Rejuvenate. Group Heal is another huge one. Rejuvenate is so-so, but we do want Group Heal to be on our bar for sure. Then Heroic Aura is activated, and this is the caster she's an ally in an aura that completely shrugs off most missile attacks. Don't necessarily need that. Heroic Offense is eyes, aptitude and battleground and a bonus to attack. Put you here. That should be good for now. We'll probably have to micromanage win in certain fights in the tower. This is much tougher than I thought it would be so far. Usually get a couple more levels before I come here.
Irving's office. I half expected to find him here, but I suppose that's too much to hope for.
Yeah, it would be nice if he was just chilling here. Having a hard time getting the scrap of paper. There you go. And we do not have the skill to lockpick this. We will try and come back here if we get a level in the meantime. Enchanter's Journal. Irving's Mistake.
As you wish.
Painted box.
This should be
Grand
easy
Enchanter's chest here. Black Grimoire, which is a gift from Morrigan. A heavy grimoire bound in black leather. Morrigan would want to take a look at this. Gifts can be sold to a merchant or given to the certain party members to influence their approval rating. I'm going to take all three of those items. We actually got some codexes here too, which is the Fraternity of Enchanters. Onward through the tower. We are going to be hitting the 3rd floor now. I am very upset that we couldn't lockpick that chest. I hope I remember to swing back and try and loot that. Yeah, so the 3rd floor is the hardest of the floors. And it was also where the Yusaris quest is that we've been looking for. Here are the statues for it. I want to try and clear what's left of this before we do this quest, because the quest is going to take us all the way back to the first floor for the fight.
Is that all you've got?
I think Duke and Alistair can handle the one shambling corpse back here. Yeah.
On it.
Corpse Gore is actually useful for a quest later. I do recommend grabbing as much of that as you can while you're here.
You're mine!
If you have the inventory space, of course. It's not always that easy. Duke. Win is getting overwhelmed here, so you're gonna pop the Dreadhawk. You are gonna move back. And it seems like we aggroed this guy. This guy is a huge problem, so Alistair is gonna go deal with that. The dog is gonna go deal with that, and I am gonna try and clear up these people from Ruin real fast. He's gonna pop the Pummel, which is good. You don't have Dreadhow. I'm gonna give you a Mabari Crunch just while I'm over here.
Time for some fun!
And there he is. That's perfect. Now we're fine. This is all easy now. Actually forgot the arcane horror is behind that door. That could have been way worse than it actually ended up being. That could have been bad.
This should be easy enough.
Private document. And that's the quest updated. Now I believe that quest is Watchguard of the Region. The notes of Apprentice Gan revealed an ancient ritual in the Circle Tower. It begins in the Great Hall Common Room, although Gan was apparently unable to complete his own attempt. We will go ahead and do that quest here in a second. I do want to clear most of the third floor first. We have to run all the way back to the beginning to do this. I'll probably, for you guys' sake, edit out the running around. But I will show you how to do the ritual.
This should be easy enough.
More XP, very good. Run Duke in. He's gonna hit Dreadhawk. Win is gonna nuke that demon. You see the damage it does to Rage Demon off the bat. Very good. He healed herself, which is great. That's gonna explode, there's nothing to do about it. Duke, take a Mabari Crunch. Alistair, take a minor healing potion just in case. Yeah, we didn't pop that on Duke fast enough. So be really careful with all the explosions going off here. Rage Demon is the priority, then we'll help win in the back. For their own Abomination, she said, I don't need the help. He can indeed take care of herself. That's this far.
As you wish.
Plus we gotta heal Duke up. He did take an injury from that. Got a health potion by accident. That's unfortunate. Alright, so his stun is good, but I am already kind of wishing I brought Morrigan for the enhanced damage. His stun is great and all, but I am missing the damage, and there's nothing we can do about it now. Can't change the party at this point.
Enemies approaching.
We see possessed Templars. You see they're not immune to possession.
Is that all you've got?
And Duke ran into a trap, which is unfortunate.
This should be easy enough.
Thankfully, I don't think we'll need Dreadhow just yet. Should be able to get this done now. Alistair, go ahead and knock him down, please. Thank you. Gonna go ahead and chop that wood. And that's the end of it.
That's a lot of blood.
Indeed.
Let's get started.
More Codex. We'll have plenty to read after this.
As you wish.
5 pages, 4 mages. Lyrium is good. Now sometimes you can get some Templar armor from these. There's the Templar helm. I don't believe those are guaranteed.
This should be easy enough.
Templars don't have gloves, unfortunately. They just wear vanilla steel gloves, but you can get the helmet and the breastplate. We're well on our way to clearing the tower. This is the third and final floor before the Fade. But I am going to go do the Yusaris quest before we go into the Fade. And the Fade is going to be its own shit show episode. Again, that is the only part of the game that feels tedious. It was cool the first time I did it, and it has never been cool since. Okay. There's all things that we're going to do here. Alistair, if you'd be so kind as to go shield pummel her. Duke, you're going to dread howl.
Weapons at the ready.
And we are just going to try and get as much damage done here as we can.
Time for a little.
Try and micromanage some of those. He's not doing great. We're doing okay so far.
Tell me what you got.
Can't get rid of the Templars that are the main problem here. Did we put health potions on Wynn? We did not. Pick those on her. If she dies, this whole thing gets very dramatic, so... Right, now we're good. Duke's Dreadhowl is still on cooldown, so that's not going to be any good to us. Mark of Death on her, just in case. Dog is still doing his thing on this Templar. I guess in general I can afford to sit here and fight these, pull them away from one of these. When Duke does his job with that, she'll be able to support us from there without too much fuss.
Coming.
Beautiful.
It's either you
Now Duke can come in here and help us with this.
or me, and it's gonna be me.
Hit Dreadhowl with him. Hit a dual sweep, chop that wood.
No mercy. A little frantic.
We are almost through this fight. Alistair has single-handedly killed the Desire Demon. Perhaps it's because he's so innocent. He doesn't have an evil desire in his body. Kinda just like a golden retriever, honestly.
Let's get started.
Desire Demon, this is Shiva. 20 cold resistance for a hit to dexterity. Not good for us, but maybe for a mage, depending on the fight. Buckle of Winds. We have another torn page for a quest. Sometimes the thing you gotta click is not always right on the item.
Started.
Small gold bar and fire crystal. That won't be the last Templar we meet, but that is probably the heftiest fight in this section.
Let's get started.
We don't have the skill for this one either. Damn. It really bothers me to be missing out on that. 5 pages, 4 mages. We got the quest for that. We've pulled everything successfully. This is the final door. You see here, there's literally apprentices being turned into abominations in some sick ritual. Keep in mind that she said she was doing this for mage independence or whatever her nonsensical excuse was.
Let's get started.
Put Mark of Death on him. Run into flanking position.
Only one shall stand.
Just try and chop that wood. Gotta get the abomination down before anything else. Ordinarily, I would be hitting a taunt on Alistair right now, but he still doesn't have it, so we're just gonna have to deal with what we can deal with the aggro pulling that we're getting.
Let's make this quick, shall we?
The shade is actually just focus on Alistair completely, which is great for us. And we did manage to save our apprentice friend over here. And that is it for the 3rd floor, which means we're ready to do the Yusaris quest. Do a little loop here. And that's the statue we need for the quest. Do we have any more hidden loot before we progress?
Thank you. That was an uncomfortable experience.
It is fortunate that you appeared when you did.
Indeed. Right. So let's go do this Yusaris quest. First things first, we gotta go all the way back to the rooms with the statues, where we fought all those shambling corpses. I'll go ahead and tell you the statues you gotta click and the order that you gotta do them in. The first one we're looking for is a statue holding a bowl, which would be this one. There is no confirmation that you clicked it, you kind of just gotta trust it. Now we need one with a sword pointed up, which I believe is going to be this one.
As you wish.
Now we need sword pointing down. There should be a confirmation for. I have no idea if it's actually working. And now we go back to the central room and we click the one holding the shield. Should get a quest update if it worked. Here's the statue.
As you wish.
Wonderful. Quest updated. A low rumble signals the lowering of ancient protections. Something is free in the lowest levels of the tower. And actually, where we are headed now with that is going to be where we first picked up Wynn. So I'll cut the video, jump across, and I'll see you guys there. Alrighty guys, here we are back at the 1st floor of the tower. The last thing to do to get Yusaris and summon this demon to cleanse it from existence is to go down here and attempt to lockpick this door.
On it.
And here he is. Now I'd recommend being very careful not to let this demon kill any of these, because it can happen, and that is a bad thing. We don't want these apprentices to die. They are going to help us in the fight, which is very nice of them, but we don't want them to die. See, she's already taken significant damage. If Wynn would let me move, we can actually go ahead and heal her. Oh, Alistair actually ended up dying there. That's good. The lapse of attention on my part. Go ahead and take them.
Show me what you got.
And Shaward is dead. And everybody lived, which is good, apart from Alistair. Alistair took a little nap. Now we go to the pile of rags. And here is Yusaris. 20 fire resistance and 10 damage versus dragons, which is going to be huge for a specific fight later in the game. We will be using this. 10 damage versus dragons is insane. That means the current damage is 1650. However, when we fight a dragon, it'll be 2650, which is absurd. That is like the highest weapon damage in the game. But it's only against dragons. But that will be very helpful later on. It's totally missable too, so...
Yes.
You might not even get that. If you didn't know it was there, you would fight dragons without that, which is very tough. There's only 2 dragon fights in the game, and they are both a pain in my ass, so... Definitely will be bringing along a 2-hander for that.
You should be on your way. The
And
sooner
I
this is over, the
believe...
better.
This will probably be a good place to wrap, actually. We're done with every floor of the tower. On into the Fade next, so I think we'll cut it here and do the codexes. Like a great place to do that, actually, so... Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys soon with more Dragon Age Origins. Take care, guys.